Everybody, it's Rombo, and I'm starting kind of a new thing here. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you like this. It's going to be kind of a series type of thing. I'm going to call it uh, Major Movers Monday, and we'll take a look at them and see what they have to offer for the rest of the week. General ideas of what we could see from them in case you want to get FOMO and get in and all of a sudden it just dives. There might be a reason why, or if there's more room for it to run. What I like to do is when you are taking a look at the week, you always want to look at the weekly chart. I have the 3-year weekly right here of FLXN. Um, and what we'll do is we'll take a look at the idea of what it might do this week on the weekly chart, and then we'll come over and then we'll take a look at it from the daily chart. So since we're on FLXN, we can take a look at it from the weekly chart. Obviously, it gapped up. It had a great day today. Went up 58.65% here so far. On the weekly chart, here's the average price. It is overall in the last 3 years on a downtrend, but we did break the means line here, and now we're at the half deviation mark, and we do have a butterfly pattern. It did hit the optimum price range here, and the change zone here, the trend line change or reversal zone, and it did go past its first target. The second target here is at $10.50. The third target is $15.78. Again, it did finish below the zero point 0.5 deviation, and it was actually going down through the day. It actually was a red candle, kind of like OTC type of a look for it. So it could continue downward down to the 849 area of the going back down to the average means. If we do break the 1007 area, we could be working our way up to the one deviation area, which is $11.73. So we have that on the weekly chart. On the daily chart here, we have a bearish pattern starting, and it is the optimum price range here. It did hit the 2 deviation, so we could be working our way back down throughout the whole week here. So we have a target price for the bears of $6.41, believe it or not, and $7.80 for the first target for the bears. So there is a lot of resistance here at 1048, 1076, and 1112 going up to the upside. But usually with the big jump like this, we're looking for a return back to the average price, especially on a downtrend. So the RSI here is at 74. It finished above 70, so there's still momentum going. Some people play it and they hold it until it breaks the 60 for really aggressive plays. But so FLXN, that's what I have for FLXN. Another one was ADMS that finished 78% on the weekly chart. Again, we right at, funny how that works, but we're right at the second deviation, and we are starting a so far the pattern of bullish pattern, but a part of finishing this pattern out would be for it to go on a downtrend here. So we could be starting back a work towards the means throughout the rest of the week with ADMS. That is only if it continues, to finish this pattern. Now we very much well could be continuing upward through the week. There'd be resistance at 937 and 1052. If it continues downward, we might have support at 575 and $3.31 to get back down to the average means price, and continuing downward to fulfill this butterfly pattern. And then what would happen would be basically the best ideal would be the optimum price at way down here at 57 cents, then to fulfill a big major move upward. I don't necessarily see that happening. I don't even necessarily see the coming back to the means, but maybe back down to 563 or so. Or again, it could just continue to go upward with all that momentum in play right now. We're just now getting into the overbought area at 72.89. So that is the way ADMS looks on the weekly chart. So we probably will have to see what happens with ADMS tomorrow to see which way it possibly is going to go. On the daily chart here, it is looking like it is coming back down to the -1 deviation, which would be a good sign that it would be going upwards. And then what happened was that we just had this mammoth jump up to $8. So boy, talk about a good time to get in on this pattern here. If you held out to try to get to the second target and you look up and boom, here it is here. So way above the fourth deviation. So I would be careful on what might happen the rest of the week. I usually, when it's up here, I suspect pullback, working its way back down to the means. We do have, if it continues upwards, we do have resistance at the $9.15 mark set from this candle way back here. So that's something that you might want to be careful of with ADMS. FLXN on the daily chart here, we had it went up 58%. Looks like we finished at $9.17. We are in a reversal area here, so for the bearish pattern, which would then lead us to believe that it might be coming back down. The first target price is around 776. The second is 645. Again, when you have these big mammoth jump up, and again, look at this, guys. All these big stocks, where do they go? They go right up to the second deviation. Just about every single one, they hit resistance and they start coming back down. Here we have resistance at 1049. We have it at 1078, 1113. So our support lines is 795 and $7.80. So there's another one here at 875. So these are the areas of support that we have to work with FLX and continuing the week. On the daily pattern, well, that was the daily pattern, wasn't it? I'm so sorry about that. I went the other way. So the gap up here on the weekly, we went above the 0.5 deviation and started working our way back down. We definitely could continue a downtrend on that. It did fill this uh, bat pattern. It's a bullish pattern. We just went over the first target here at around 829, and it's working its way up to 1053. So there is good news on the weekly chart, that it might continue its way up there. We do have the one deviation at 1173, and the second deviation at 1518, which is also the third target point for this harmonic pattern, the bat pattern here. So things are looking very good on the weekly chart for FLXN. So we'll take a look and see which way it wants to go tomorrow and throughout the week, whether it wants to come back down to the means or work its way up to hit that second target at 1053, and maybe onward up to $15.70. This definitely isn't just a week-long type of pattern. This is the weekly. Every single one of these candles is just a week, so this might be quite a few weeks in order for it to hit that pattern if it wants to continue down that road. And then we have USWS that finished at 27.5%. And on the weekly chart, just we had a nice spike up and then just kind of consolidating, coming back down. So it is still above the 0.5 deviation, going sideways here. So it could slowly work its way up to the first deviation before deciding what to do. We are overall in a very much of a downtrend for USWS. So, but we did have a really good day today. We still are below resistance lines here on the weekly chart. So we're at about 321. So we're getting close to hitting that upward resistance trend line. So that might be something that we'll be battling with USWS the rest of the way out. On the daily chart, we another just great day today. We are right at a negative 0.5 deviation. We did get down to the -1 deviation, and now we're coming back up. So we hit that resistance here. We tried to make our way up, and funny, we finished right at this -5 deviation, but it looks like we are kind of working our way back up. We do have resistance here at 350. The average price is 373. So really, other than that, there's not too much resistance left here. If we could get above the 302 mark tomorrow and get above this trend line at 306, we should be working our way up. Probably have a little trouble at 350, 351, trying to work its way back up to $3.73. So that's it does look like, at least on the daily chart, that we are working our way up to a higher price with USWS, even with that big jump up today at 25.8% up. So with that said, that's all the major movers we have for this Monday. We'll see and take a look and see what happens to these stocks as the week goes on, and see where we finished up with this. And I will see you next Monday for the next Major Market Movers Monday. You guys take care. Have a good day. Have a good week.